أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. القارعة ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية. صدق الله العظيم.
Institution, I should say, responsible for bringing us all together. May I please invite the President of ICAP, Mr. Abdul Rahim Suriya, to the stage. Please give him a big round of applause.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. रब्बिरहम्हुम्मा कम्मा रब्बैयानी सगीरा. या अल्लाह मेरे वालिदैन पर रहम फरमा जिस तरह उन्होंने हम पर रहम किया बचपन में. डॉक्टर इशरत हुसैन, Mr. N. Raman, Vice President SAFA, past presidents, council members, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I welcome all of you to the CFO conference hosted by ICAP in collaboration with Terabase. The CFO conference is one of the important agenda of our committee for professional accounting in business, which is led by my dear friend Yaqub Sattar. For organizing this event, I thank Terabase for their valued partnership. This conference has been scheduled at just the right time when the post-credit crisis world is in a flux and the rules of financial management are rapidly changing. This is not a conference for CFOs only. Our objective is to also take on board top management executives from both the public and private sector. We at ICAP produce chartered accountants, and it is interesting to note that around 80% of our members are employed in industry and trade, means they are not working and they are not employed with the professional firms or they are not doing practice. In past, accountants were perceived as munshis, whose role was limited to 2+2. But in the recent 2 decades, there is a major shift. They are more business managers and their role is to facilitate management in business decision making. I am sure that today's conference will not only give wake-up call to the CFOs to guide them for future challenges, but will also provide a formal forum for the networking among the CFOs and professional accountants in business. I am confident that the presence of renowned personalities like Dr. Ishrat Hussain, Mr. N. Raman from India, and various speakers and panelists will enrich participants with their experiences and words of wisdom. You will note that in a world of instant communication and ever-changing business models, the traditional task of the CFO is evolving. There is a increased governance requirement, more regulations, more emphasis on documentation, more intervention from government, and limited opportunity for expanding businesses. An important task which is undertaken by the CFO is compliance of IFRS for the preparation of financial statements, but generally that is not much appreciated by the employer. The need for IFRS stemmed from the rising globalization and related need for a single set of worldwide standards. Taking this opportunity, I would like here to share few concerns about IFRS which CFOs have. They complain that these are complex, lengthy, hardly help in understanding the business performance. Therefore, CFOs have to prepare a separate set of accounts for internal users. And because of IFRS, CFOs feel that they have not made radical changes to their internal reporting. What could be the way forward for IFRS, for CFOs, what they feel? And as a business executive, I can not imagine a business being run without budgetary control, implemented and monitored by management. I cannot believe that a management can sleep without developing future scenarios. Therefore, standard setters may consider reporting, summarized budgets, and sharing of strategic financial planning. It would be interesting to share with you few highlights of a study which was carried out by the Financial and Management Accounting Committee of ICAP in January 2002 to foresee the role of CFOs in 2010. Sten Fornell, CFO of Ericsson in Stockholm, has suggested that by the year 2010, the use of the title CFO may no longer be appropriate. He felt that it may be the time to change the name of the CFO to something like CPO, Chief Planning Officer. He further felt that the CFO will be very much involved both in strategy formulation and strategy execution. Angela Holtman, CFO of Nabisco in Canada, said that traditional CFO's responsibilities are being transferred to the IT function. It becomes more of an audit function than a doing function. The CFO is involved more in ensuring that the information is right rather than actually being involved in the process of creating the information. Hans Joachim, the CFO of Siemens, said accounting is going to be less relevant, but to keep a company afloat in difficult times, treasury and cash are the most important things, not the book profit. The most important job of a CFO is to ensure that the company stays financially healthy and can meet its obligations at any time. There are other comments from the John Connor, CFO of Microsoft, said that people will have access to information in a way they never had in past. CFOs will have to have more coaching in communication skills. Dear members and participants, there are a lot of expectation in this modern era from the CFOs apart from their technical skills. As a result of the demands placed on companies by shareholders, regulators, and the public at large for increasing financial information, the CFO's role is shifting dramatically from a transaction manager now to a communicator, a strategist, and a business leader. One of the most important features of our future CFO is to stay connected to the world. The present need for the future is to gain exposure and experience in different geographies, businesses, and industries. Technology, standardization of data, managing external relationships, and developing human resource are some of the key factors which are required to be focused by the CFO in order to maintain its leadership position in the next decade. CFOs are often asking the questions, what should the right operating model for finance be? To what extent should finance limit itself to financial transaction, regulatory reporting, and compliance? To what extent should it try to work as a true business partner and provide the rest of the business with valuable analysis and insight into the current performance and future opportunities? Should the finance drive enterprise level controls and performance management? I leave these questions for deliberation in today's conference. Modern enterprises will be driven by transparency and accountability, good governance and reporting, and finding sources of competitive advantage. The challenge for the progressive CFO is to recognize this and assume the leadership role in order to preserve his place in the mainstream business decision making. I would like to leave you all with a very important question. Are you ready for 2020? Then let's take part in this conference with energy and enthusiasm, and together let us chart out a map, a roadmap for the future, our finance vision 2020, where the CFO will be in charge. Thank you.